today's episode, I want to talk about something that I think people rely on far too heavy, and that's motivation. Because if there's one thing I've learnt recently, it's motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you feel focused and driven, and other days you don't even recognize yourself. And if your whole life runs off motivation, eventually everything starts to fall apart when that feeling disappears. And honestly, over the last few months, I've experienced that myself. I've always been someone who is disciplined, structured, active, someone who normally just gets on with things. But when I went through the period of feeling flat, disconnected and low on motivation, it really made me realize something important. The people who keep moving forward aren't the most motivated people. They're actually the people with standards. So standards, and what I mean by that is the small things you continue to do when you don't feel like it. The decisions that you keep connected to yourself. So like I've said, that just the small things that you do, and that could just be taking a moment out for yourself, reading a book, going for a walk, catching up with a friend for coffee, just keeping you grounded and connected. Not because you're inspired or not because you're excited, but because you've decided this is who I am as a person. For me lately, though, my standards have really been knocked. And just my whole outlook on life and how it was is so different for me than it normally would have been. Maybe instead of 5 training sessions, it's just 1 or 2 for me at the moment. Maybe instead of prepping perfectly for the whole week, it's planning just for a day or 2 ahead of time. Or maybe it's just getting up, moving my body, drinking water and resetting for the day. Depends on what mood I'm feeling. But the point is, I didn't completely let it go. And I think people make a mistake when they believe it has to be all or nothing. You're either fully disciplined or completely off track. You're either one or the other, but real self-leadership sits in the middle. So it's adjusting without quitting. That's the difference between being motivated and unmotivated. In between is where we need to sit. Because the truth is, your life is not built from a big dramatic moments. It's built from repeated daily decisions, the quiet standards that you keep for yourself. And those standards become your identity over time. So if you're waiting to feel motivated again before you start taking care of yourself properly and getting back on track, then stop waiting. Lower the pressure, simplify things, and focus on your standards instead. Like I said, thinking about and worrying about what everyone else thinks of you and what they expect of you is not going to get you any further forward. Motivation might disappear for a few weeks at a time, but your standards and what you set always bring you back. So if you've got those little consistencies that you've built and your standard, and you're sitting in the middle from motivation to being unmotivated, and you're sitting just in the middle there, and you have your standards, your go-tos, that's okay. So when you're not feeling highly motivated one day, because we all have those days, don't we, where we get up in the morning. I know I do. And I feel great. I'm like, right, today I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go have my nails done. I'm going to come home. I'm going to do the housework. I'm going to cook lovely dinner for everybody, my family. And then I'm going to have an early night, get up for work tomorrow. You know, we all set these expectations for the day. We plan because that's what we do in life. We plan. We want it all to go great. But as we know, life doesn't always go to plan and it doesn't always go great. And you may wake up in the morning, feel completely motivated and ready to go. And then something happens in that day where it just doesn't work out. And then we go from 100 back down to 0. There's no in between. I'm really motivated to, oh no, that's it. Can't do it. So what I'm learning to do is find the middle ground between being motivated, super motivated, being unmotivated, and that middle ground of my basic standards of when I'm not feeling highly motivated, okay, well, I'll bring it back a notch or two, but this is what I'm going to achieve today, rather than bang, that's it. It's not worked out. I'm unmotivated for the day. So that's what I say. Sometimes that we can wake up and be complete opposite as well, completely unmotivated, and something clicks during the day. We see someone else doing something and we think, no, that's it. I'm going to go get planning. So our brains are amazing, amazing parts of our body. And our mind tells us so many different ideas, and, you know, we have lots of stuff going through our brains every single day. And there's nothing that's actually going to motivate you other than us trying to find that middle ground of somewhere in between that we can sit. And if you have a super motivated day that day, that's okay. That's great. And it all goes to plan. Beautiful. But you've always got that middle ground to fall on. And if you don't get to the gym that day because you've been flying, or you've been doing your shift work somewhere, or you've had your kids at home all day and it hasn't planned out, your husband's not come home in time for you to go training or do what you need to do, then there's always a backup plan, so you don't go completely back into, I'm so unmotivated, I'm not doing something. We find an alternative. We do something small, go for a walk, whatever equipment you've got at home, and just always make it work. Go and get some fresh air, have some mindfulness, have some time to yourself, go and read a book. Just find that middle ground, so you're not completely back down into being unmotivated, because it's so hard to get out of that mindset. So setting those standards is really, really important, and your go-to, your bare minimums of what you can achieve in the day. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward. You just need to keep showing up for yourself and make small little consistencies in your life. Once again, thank you for listening to Fit to Lead, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Fit to Lead. I really do appreciate you being here and taking the time to listen. If you have enjoyed it, please share it with your friends, family, or anyone who might find it helpful. And don't forget, you can grab your free guide. The Busy Body Blueprint is packed with food ideas and practical tips to help you stay on top of your health, wellness, and mindset. To stay connected, follow me on Instagram at Fit to Lead Podcast, or head over to oscarsnetwork.com for more. Thanks again for listening, and remember, stay fit to lead. Awesome.